Hello everyone, this is your teacher Ayoub. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another online English class. So in this class we are going to start with the new unit, which is Unit 9, the Jurassic Age. Alright, let's start. Okay, so for this unit we are only going to study the grammar of it, which is second conditional and second conditional questions. Okay, so at first we have second conditional. It's in the student book, page 107 and page 127 in the grammar focus section, and in your workbook it's in page 107. Okay, so second conditional. We use second conditional to talk about imaginary events or states, and those imaginary events or states can be either unlikely to happen or impossible. Okay, so when do we use the second conditional? We use it to talk about events or states, okay, that are imaginary, okay, and can be either unlikely to happen or impossible. Okay, we have two cases. So unlikely to happen means that it might happen, but as far as we know, most likely it's not going to happen. So it's nearly impossible. But there's other events or states that are impossible to happen. So it's impossible to ever happen in the future or any. Alright, so in order to use second conditional correctly, we need to follow this form. Okay, so we have here a very easy form. Okay, so if you want to use the second conditional in a correct way, we need to follow it. Okay, so at first we have F, then we have subject, then we have verb 2, then there's some addition, and there's the comma, which is very important. Then we have another subject, then would, then infinitive verb, then the rest of the sentence. Okay, so let's see an example. If I met Professor Potts, I would ask him about his new machine. Okay, so as you might see here, you might know Professor Potts from other lessons we took already. So Professor Potts is an imaginary character. Okay, so you can't actually talk to him or be around him because that's physically not possible. Alright, so it's impossible to actually meet Professor Potts. So this case, this state or this event of meeting Professor Potts is impossible. It's not going to happen. So that's why I used second conditional. Okay, and I used it based on this form. Okay, so if, here it is, I is the subject, met is the verb 2 of the verb 1, meet, and Professor Potts as an object, we have comma, then we have the other subject, which is the same one, I, and would. So this apostrophe and the D here are short for would. Okay, then we have the infinitive verb, which is ask, and to remind you, an infinitive verb is a verb with no additions to it. Okay, then comes the rest of the sentence, him about his new machine. Okay, so we need to memorize this form to write and to use second conditional correctly. Alright, so let's apply what we have learned so far. Okay, so we know now when do we use the second conditional and why do we use it and how to use it based on the form. Okay, so let's apply all of those stuff here. Put the words in the correct order and change the verb tense if needed. Okay, so we have here words in a random order, and the verbs here, we need to change them to make it more suitable for the sentence. Okay, so a dinosaur, comma, if I would, this is short for I would, quickly see, hide. Okay, so we need to work, as I always tell you, based on the form. Okay, so the form that I have memorized, okay, I put here, and I'm going to answer based on it. So at first I have if, so I put if, here it is, and the subject, so if I, here it is. If I, then I have to put the verb to. Okay, so I look for verbs. Oh, I have see, but see is verb 1, so I have to change it to verb 2, which is saw. If I saw, then I need an object, which is a dinosaur. Okay, a is an article and a dinosaur is an object. Okay, so if I saw a dinosaur, comma, I need another subject with would. So here it is, I would. Okay, infinitive verb, hide, as it is. I don't change anything because it's already infinitive. Alright, so hide, I would hide quickly. Okay, it's the rest of the sentence, and it's an adverb that describes hide, the verb. So the answer becomes, if I saw a dinosaur, I would hide quickly. Okay, so now I'm going to let you continue on your own and answer these. You have words in a random order. You need to put them in the correct order to create a correct sentence. Okay, so as I always tell you, put the form in front of you and answer based on it. So you can now pause the video and answer on a paper maybe, and once you are finished you can come back and press the play button to see the correct answers. Alright, so here are the answers. I hope you paid attention to the verbs that you needed to change to make it more suitable for the sentence to be correct. So at first, if, and then comes the subject I, then comes the verb to of have, had, then comes a private jet, a comma, I, subject, would, this is short for would, then comes infinitive verb, which is a fly, with it every day is the rest of the sentence. So if I had a private jet, I would fly with it every day. So most likely I'm not going to have a private jet, or I'm not going to buy a private jet, but if I one day became rich, I would I would buy one, and I would fly with it every day. So number 3, if I met J.K. Rowling, I would ask her to sign my Harry Potter book. So same thing here, if, then subject, then verb to of met, then J.K. Rowling, then a comma, okay, then I would, subject and would, ask is infinitive verb, her to sign my Harry Potter book is the rest of the sentence. Same thing here, if I went back in time, I would visit ancient Egypt. Okay, so it's nearly impossible, or maybe impossible, to go back in time. So if I don't know, some case you went back in time, maybe you would visit ancient Egypt to know about its secret. Okay, and same thing here for J.K. Rowling is a celebrity, so celebrities are hard to meet, but in case if it happened one day and you met J.K. Rowling, you might ask her to sign your Harry Potter book. Okay, alright. Okay, so now B, second conditional questions. Okay, it's in your student book, page 109 and page 127 in the grammar focus section, and for your workbook it's in page 109. So second conditional questions. Okay, so we use second conditional questions to ask someone what they would do in an unlikely or impossible situation. So we now know that we use second conditional to talk about events or actions or states that are unlikely to happen or maybe impossible. So what if you want to ask someone what they might do if they were in that position? What if they were in event that is impossible to happen? What would they do? Okay, so then you use the second conditional question. Okay, so let's see it in more details. Alright, so in order to use second conditional questions correctly, we need to follow these forms. Okay, so because it's a question, it needs an answer. So we have two forms, one for the question and one for the answers. Okay, so question word, which is, you can like use who, where, when, what. There's plenty of them. Okay, then there's would after the question word, then comes the subject, then comes the infinitive verb. Okay, then comes if, then comes subject. Okay, then comes verb 2, then comes the rest of the sentence, and at last, which is very important, it's the question mark. Okay, then for the answers you have subject, then comes would, then comes infinitive verb, and the rest of the sentence. Okay, let's see it in an example. Okay, so what would you do if you were the manager here? Okay, I would paint the walls with blue paint. Okay, so at first let's see the question. Here is the question. So we need a question word, which is what. Okay, then we have would. We can't make would make a short form, sorry, of would here, so it stays as it is. Okay, so what would a subject, you, what would you, infinitive verb, do. Okay, has no additions. Okay, what would you do if, here it is, then comes after is if a subject, which is you. What would you do if you were is verb 2 of are, if you were the manager here, and then comes the rest of the the question mark, and the rest of the sentence is the manager here. So someone is asking another person what would they do if they were the manager. Okay, so let's assume that your friend is asking you while you are at work, while you are at work, if you are going to maybe one day going to be a manager, what would you do if you became one? So the answer comes as this: I would paint the walls with the blue paint. So if I became the manager, I will change the color of the walls. I will paint it with blue color. Okay, so here it is, subject I, then this is short for would, I would. Paint is infinitive verb, so paint here came as a verb, and here came as a noun. So I would paint the walls with blue paint. Okay, alright. Okay, so now let's apply what we have learned so far. So we know now why do we use the second conditional question and how to use it based on the form and when to use it. So complete using the words in the box. So we have these words in the in this box, and we have to complete this question and its answer to make it more suitable and correct. Okay, so at first, as I always tell you, before you answer, put the form in front of you and answer based on it. So what, a blank, you do, blank, you had a boat. Okay, so at first let's answer the question one. Okay, so based on the form, there's a question word. Here it is, what. After the question word comes would. Okay, so I have to look for would. Here it is, so I write it down, would. Then comes subject. Here I have you. After the subject comes infinitive verb, which is do. Okay, after after the infinitive verb comes F. Okay, so I need an F here. Okay, so I have two F's. This is by 2, so I put 1. Okay, then comes subject, which is you. Then comes verb 2, had, the verb 2 of verb 1, have or has. Then comes the rest of the sentence. Then comes the question mark. Okay, so as it is here, what would you do if you had a boat? Okay, now let's continue the answer. I would, as it is here, subject, then comes would, then comes infinitive verb. Okay, so I need an infinitive verb here. Okay, so I read the rest of the sentence, which is down the Amazon. Amazon is the river. So what I might do in the Amazon based on this word, which is boat, that means something related to water, which is sail, sailing. So I would sail down the Amazon. Okay, as it is, I would sail down the Amazon. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to continue on your own. So here are the these words in the books. You need to continue these sentences based on these words. Okay, so you can pause the video and answer on a paper. Then you can come back, press the play button and see the answers. Okay, so the answers are based on the form. Okay, who is a question word, would, then comes subject, you, then infinitive verb, choose, then comes as, then you, reader, okay, then comes if, then comes another subject, which is Abdul Karim, then finished, verb 2, then quickly, then question mark. Okay, so who would you choose as the new reader if Abdul Karim finished quickly? Okay, so the answer comes as this. So subject, then would. I would choose, infinitive verb, Muhammad or Hashim. Okay, so it makes sense now. So I followed the form and I have everything put in its place. Okay, let's see the other sentence. The question. Where would you go if you got the chance to? Okay, so where, question word, then comes would, then comes you, subject, then go, infinitive verb, then comes if, then another subject, you, then got, verb 2, then the rest of the sentence, then question mark, and the answer comes as subject, would, I would, go, infinitive verb, then the rest of the sentence. So where would you go if you got the chance to? I would go to Madrid. Okay, all right, so that was our class for this week. So you have homework, workbook, page 107, exercise 1 and 2, as well for your homework, page 109, exercise 1 and 2. So this is our last class in this semester. I hope you had a great time and I hope you stay safe. Please study hard so you can have a bright future. And if you have any questions, you can ask me whatever you want and whenever you want. Stay safe and thank you for listening and attending this class.